Washington, D.C., February 11, 2026. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi faced a dramatic and combative day on Capitol Hill Wednesday as she testified before the House Judiciary Committee in one of the most contentious hearings of the year. Bondi, a close ally of President Donald Trump, was pressured by lawmakers from both parties over the Justice Department's handling of documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, as well as broader concerns about politicization within the department. Intense scrutiny over Epstein document releases. Bondi's testimony came amid bipartisan criticism of the Justice Department's release and heavy redaction of millions of pages of files tied to the Epstein case. Many lawmakers, especially Democrats, argued that the department's actions exposed victims' sensitive personal information while shielding names of powerful individuals allegedly connected to Epstein, raising concerns of selective transparency. Republican Representative Thomas Massie even confronted Bondi with questions about why names, including those of wealthy figures linked to Epstein, were obscured in released FBI files, a decision that Bondi said was addressed quickly when issues were flagged. Bondi's defenses and partisan clashes. Throughout the roughly 5-hour hearing, Bondi repeatedly attempted to shift attention away from the Epstein controversy, delivering a wide-ranging defense of the Justice Department's record and offering strong support for President Trump's policy agenda. At times, her responses were combative, including mockery of Democratic lawmakers' questions and forceful rebuttals to accusations that the department had engaged in a cover-up. The Attorney General emphasized her commitment to public safety and crime reduction, asserting that the department had fulfilled its legal responsibilities with regard to the document release timeline. She also sought to portray criticisms as politically motivated, aligning her stance with Trump's broader critiques of his opponents. Accusations of politicization and personal attacks. Democrats on the committee, led by Representative Jamie Raskin, accused Bondi of overseeing a Justice Department that has become too closely aligned with Trump's political goals. Raskin warned that the department risked losing credibility by appearing to protect powerful figures while failing to fully account for victims' rights and due process. Tensions reached a peak when Bondi engaged in sharp exchanges with lawmakers and delivered caustic remarks about some of her critics, including labeling Raskin a washed-up loser lawyer during one back-and-forth. Apology, accountability, and survivor outrage. Despite calls from several Democratic representatives to apologize to Epstein survivors whose details were inadvertently exposed in the files, Bondi declined to issue a direct apology, calling the demands a political stunt. Witnesses from the survivor community, seated behind Bondi during her testimony, visibly refrained from expressing confidence in the department's actions. Broader questions of justice and oversight. The hearing also spotlighted deeper questions about the Justice Department's priorities under Bondi's leadership. Members from both parties probed her about the department's approach to investigations of Trump critics, past handling of fatal police shootings, and whether DOJ resources had been diverted toward politically charged cases. Bondi maintained that the department would comply with the law in all matters and insisted that Americans deserve both justice and public safety, rejecting suggestions that the DOJ was acting as a partisan tool. In summary, Bondi's testimony before Congress marked a flashpoint in ongoing controversy over the Epstein files and the Trump administration's influence on federal law enforcement. Her defense of DOJ actions, coupled with sharp criticism from lawmakers, underscored deep partisan divisions over transparency, accountability, and the role of the Justice Department under her leadership.